Hello, everyone. This is Sonia Cato Howard with eWomen, and I am partnering with Kimmy McNeese to do our Facebook Live messages. We have I'm on every Wednesday night, and Kimmy is on every Thursday night at 9 p.m. And then every first and third Tuesday, we do our meetup conference call, and we hope that you all will meet us there. We are helping women to live happy, healthy, and hopeful. Tonight I want to talk about pretending to be someone else at work. Sometimes we do have to pretend to be a different person at work. Because it's not good to be yourself, the person that you are with your family and friends all the time. You can't be that person at work all the time. We have to play that role. I was watching Being Mary Jane, and on an episode she was interviewing somebody from Love and Hip Hop, and the interview didn't go that well because they felt like she was being phony and kind of uppity. And so after the interview, she was walking by the room and she overheard them talking about her. And so she came into the room and cursed them out real good, old school style. And so they were like, okay, so now we like you. Like, what happened to the real you, and who was that person out there? And she said, well, I have to play the role. I can't be myself at work. I have to be the person that they want me to be in front of this camera, to be a newscast person. And it kind of got me thinking about how sometimes we have to be a different person at work. Sometimes we have to downplay our culture, where you're from and the person that you are with your family and your friends. Like I said, sometimes it's not good to be that person at work, and people expect us to be, somewhat, definitely professional, but somewhat, a different person. Some people may say you're being kind of uppity. You're not really being your true self. For me, I'm the professional person for about 2 days. After that, I'm the hood person at work. My friends hate me because, the real me come out. I start talking about my dog who getting everybody pregnant in the neighborhood, and I start talking about my crazy kids, and, that's who I am. I don't pretend for too long. Sometimes we have to downplay our religion. In this day and time, don't nobody want you to say nothing about Jesus, God. People get offended. People, they serve different gods. Some people don't serve God at all. And so people just don't want you to portray that part of yourself. They want you to keep that part quiet. And for myself, it's very hard for me to pretend to be the person, God is my everything. You guys know that. If you've been listening to me at all, I can't go through my life without giving credit. And so, like I said, I may not be talking about Jesus on my interview, but about that first or second day, I'm already kind of talking about, hey, I was praying this morning on my way to work, and God told me this, and God told me that. And even when I'm talking to people, I encourage them, and I have to point them to God. I can't not do that. So, in this day, in this world, we're expected to downplay our religion as well as our culture. We're also expected to downplay our hair. I know it didn't used to be. It wasn't that long ago, and probably in other places, that we were expected to wear our hair like other races, wear it straight. And I don't really know what happened after the 70s when the hot comb came out and everybody straightened their hair. But I really would like to know, was it because they needed more opportunities and their hair needed to be straight? I don't know. My daughter, when she's natural, her hair is natural. She moved after college. She moved to Las Vegas. And when she was out there, she didn't wear an afro, but she had a afro puff, or she wore it in a twist style, and she could never get a job. And so finally, I think she and I talked about it, and we was like, well, just if you think it's your hair, put a wig on. She put a straight hair wig on and got a job immediately. So it's so strange for me to think that, wow, you didn't get a job because of your hair, but the truth is, I live in Atlanta. There's a lot of black people in Atlanta. When you go to Vegas, I don't know how many people in Vegas, but that's how she had the shit to do that to get a job. And today we've definitely come a long way, right, with our hair. I think this whole movement kind of started with us going back to our natural hair with the movie that Chris Rock made, Good Hair. If you haven't seen it, go see it, because there was a scene where he put a Coca-Cola can in this perm, and it basically just ate through the whole can. And so he was saying how we were putting those chemicals on our scalp, and we don't have our scalp is not that thick. The skin on our scalp is not that thick, so what kind of damage was it doing to our actual brain? We didn't know, and we wouldn't know until later on. He also talked about how, good hair. Who said we had to have bad hair? Who said we had bad hair? African American, we have beautiful hair, and so we had been brainwashed through all this time to say that our hair was not good enough. So I think after this movie, it became a movement for women to really just appreciate the hair that we have. A lot of people wish that they had our hair, right? And so I think black women began to let their perms outgrow, and some women just went all the way and just cut their hair off and did like the teeny weeny afro, and it just became a new movement. And there were a lot of negative comments, a lot of negative stares with the women wearing their natural hair. And especially from black women, because black women were like, girl, you need to do something with your hair. You come to work like that. It was really hard. I remember going to some training session or something, and they were talking about how the women who were wearing, who were executives and stuff, wearing their teeny afros, people were thinking differently of them. And I was just talking about being Mary Jane. She had an episode where I think she needed to get her weave done, and in between that time, her sister was like, just wear your hair like that. And she was like, oh no, I could never do that. People are going to judge me if they see me with my natural hair on TV. So it's just sad that we are being judged by our hair. I did it also to my girls. I remember when my girls were wearing their natural hair, and I would say, girl, I hope you're not walking out the house like that. You need to do something to your hair. You look like you just stepped out the bed and just said, let's go. So even I did it, right? We all did it. It took a minute for black men to get used to our hair, and so it was just a whole movement, and we were really just conditioned that our hair was not good enough and that we needed to look like everybody else. Today, of course, it's the norm. It's the norm to have your natural hair. We can go on an interview with our natural hair. And a person like myself, I'm a contractor. I work in IT. And for the most part, we don't really care about the rules and the culture of a company because, we're in and we're out. And so we can kind of get away with a lot of things that permanent employees would not. My last contract was with Cricket Wireless. Oh my God, I love Cricket. Shout out to Cricket. I love the design team there. You can wear blue hair. You can wear shorts, flip-flops. I love working there. And so that was where I met my girl. She probably gonna get mad if I say her name. She's so fancy. But anyway, she had big hair. My friend, she had a big hair. And I just thought, wow, we can wear our hair like that here. Oh my gosh. And so I just got so inspired by her hair that I started wearing crochet hair. So I went in there with a short tapered perm hairstyle. But then I started wearing crochet hair, and I would wear puffy, bushy hair 1 month. The next month I have straight hair down my butt. The next month I have curly short hair. And so, of course, the white people there would be like, not just white people, everybody else that weren't black would be like, Sonya, what happened to your hair? Oh my God, did it grow that long? I'm like, no. This is crochet hair. This is weave. My daughter always get mad at me because I'm always just telling everybody everything. And she's just like, Mom, you don't have to tell everything. Keep some secrets. Anyway, the white people would just ask me all kind of questions. And I would just tell them, yeah, girl, this is let me show you. Anyway, the black people would get mad at me. The black women would get livid with me because at some point I wore the crochet hair that they had. And so now everybody knew that their hair was crochet hair too, because I had the style 1 month, the next month I had a different style. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm just glad that we're not there. In fact, I live in Atlanta, and most women in Atlanta wear their natural hair. They're all natural. That means no chemicals, no perms. And even though they may be wearing their hair in, cornrows like I am under here and then putting hair on top of it, or wearing a wig, or wearing braids, a lock, the point is that we loving our hair. We don't have to straighten it if we don't want to. If you want to straighten it, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying we're loving our hair for a change. We're not going by what somebody else is saying is acceptable. Last weekend, I was at the Natural Hair Show, the World Natural Hair Show, and I was working my friend's booth with her, Gigi. Shout out to Gigi, Blissful Journey. She has natural hair products, and it was just, oh my God, it was just amazing being in that place and seeing all the beautiful, big, plush, natural hair and colorful and, twist, and it was just wonderful. And then one lady, she came in, she had like big hair. She had 5 girls. They had gorgeous natural hair, and I was just loving it. I'm telling you. So between that and just listening to Gigi and how she was explaining her hair products and what they were and how people could, what they did to their hair for the twists and all the different things, I just left there educated and just inspired. And so now I'm actually considering, last week I talked about getting new information and how it changed your world. So now I'm actually feeling, like, okay, maybe I need to take this crochet out and wear my hair. Get a nice little short haircut, get some little color, and wear my hair. I'm feeling really comfortable about that. In fact, my whole family is natural. All of my aunts, my cousins, even my kids, they're all natural. So it makes sense that I would go natural also. And I do have some concerns because I really want to get a mohawk. Yeah. But I don't know how well that would go on interviews. So my point is, sometimes, there are times when we do have to downplay things about ourselves. We have to downplay our culture. We have to downplay our religion. And sometimes, yes, we have to downplay our hair. And what I want to do is encourage you to not change you in this process of downplaying things. There are some things we want to change. We want to change the bad stuff, but the good stuff we want to keep, right? We want to keep the parts that make us unique and beautiful. God hooked us up with our hair. He really did. And you want to love your background. Love where you came from. I mean, it don't mean you got to act like that all the time, but appreciate the process of what God has done with you today. Love your beliefs. Those are the things that make you strong. What makes you strong? What do you believe in? And love your beauty. Those are the things that make you unique, right? And you need to love that because, I'm thick. I'm thick with a full face and a cute smile. I need to love that. Everybody, be you, love you. So that's my point. Love you. And thank you for listening. Check out Kimmy tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Bye-bye.